Kamal ad-Din wa Tamam al-Ni'mah, volume number 2, chapter 43, those who saw Imam al-Qa'im alayhi salam. Hadith number 2, they said, Abu Muhammad Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam acquainted us 40 persons with his newborn son, His Eminence al-Mahdi alayhi salam, while we were present at his house. He said, "This son of mine is my Imam and Caliph for you after me. Obey him, and after me do not become disunited in your religion, that you be destroyed, but you should know that after this day you will not see him." They said, "We left his place, and after only a few days he," meaning Imam al-Askari alayhi salam, "passed away." Hadith number 3, narrated to us by Abdullah bin Ja'far Himyari, that he said, "I said to Muhammad bin Uthman Amari, I was with Ahmad bin Ishaq in the presence of Al-Amri, rahmatullah alayh. I said to Al-Amri, I ask you about a subject, as Allah the Mighty and the High has said in the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. So do you not believe?" He said, "Yes, but in order to satisfy my heart. Have you seen my master?" He said, "Yes, and he has a neck like this," pointing with both of his hands to his own neck. Hadith number 8, narrated to us by Abdullah bin Ja'far Himyari from Muhammad bin Uthman al-Amari rahmatullah alayh, that he said, "The master of this affair shall perform the Hajj rituals every year. Thus he shall see the people and recognize them, and they shall also see him but will not recognize him." Hadith number 9, narrated to us by Abdullah bin Ja'far Himyari, that I asked Muhammad bin Uthman al-Amari, "Have you seen the master of this affair?" He replied, "Yes, and the last time I saw him, he was besides the holy house of Allah and praying, 'O my Lord, fulfill the promise that you made to me.'" Hadith number 12, narrated by Tarif Abu Nasr, I came to the master of the time alayhi salam, and he told me to bring red sandalwood, which I did. Then he asked, "Do you know me?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Who am I?" I said, "My master, and the son of my master." He said, "I did not ask you this." I said, "May I be sacrificed for you? Tell me." He said, "I am the seal of the successors, and through me will Allah the Mighty and Sublime ward off calamities from my family and my Shias." Hadith number 15, from Muhammad bin Salih bin Ali bin Muhammad bin Qambar, the elder slave of Imam Rida alayhi salam, that he said, "The master of the age came to Ja'far Kadhab from an unknown place when the latter was claiming inheritance after the passing away of Abu Muhammad alayhi salam. The Imam alayhi salam said to him, 'O Ja'far, why are you claiming that which is our right?' Ja'far was absolutely confounded. After that, the Imam disappeared from his sight. Ja'far searched for him among the people but could not find him. When his grandmother, the mother of Al-Hasan, passed away after having willed that she must be interred in the house, Ja'far argued, 'This is my house, and no one will be buried here.' So the Imam alayhi salam came to Ja'far and said, 'O Ja'far, is it your house?' After that he disappeared from his sight, and he never saw him again. Hadith number 16, narrated to us by Abu Ali Asadi from his father, from Muhammad bin Abi Abdullah Kufi, that he mentioned the names of those who were familiar with the miracles of the Master of Age alayhi salam and who have met the Imam. They were as follows. Among the representatives were Al-Amari and his son from Hijaz, Bilali and Attar from Baghdad, from Kufa, Al-Asimi, from Ahwaz, Muslim bin Ibrahim bin Mahziyar, from Qom, Ahmad bin Ishaq, from Hamadan, Muhammad bin Saleh, from Ray, Basami, that is he himself, from Azerbaijan, Qasim bin Ala, from Nishapur, Muhammad bin Shazan. Among the non-representatives were from Baghdad, Abu al-Qasim bin Abi Hulais, Abu Abdullah Kindi, Abi Abdullah Junaidi, Harun Qazzaz, Nili, Abu al-Qasim bin Dubais, Abu Abdullah bin Furuq, Masrur Tabakh, slave of Abul Hasan alayhi salam, Ahmad and Muhammad, sons of Al-Hasan, Ishaq al-Katib, from Bani Naibakht, Sahib al-Nawah, Sahib al-Surat al-Makhtuma. From Hamadan was Muhammad bin Kashmard, Ja'far bin Hamadan, and Muhammad bin Harun bin Imran. From Dainawar was Hassan bin Harun, Ahmad bin Ukhiyya, and Abu al-Hassan. From Isfahan, Ibn Bashala. From Samaira, Zaidan. From Qom, Hassan bin Nasr, Muhammad bin Muhammad, Ali bin Muhammad bin Ishaq and his father, and Hassan bin Yaqub. From the people of Array were Qasim bin Musa and his son, Abu Muhammad bin Harun, Sabih his Sar, Ali ibn Muhammad, Muhammad bin Muhammad Kulayni, and Abu Ja'far Rafa. From Qazwin, Mordas and Ali bin Ahmad. From Fakhtar, 2 persons. From the city of Roza, Ibn Khal. From Faris, Al-Mahruj. From Merv, owner of the 1,000 dinars, owner of money and the white letter, and Abu Thabit. From Nishapur, Muhammad bin Shu'aib bin Saleh. From Yemen, Fadl bin Yazid, Al-Hassan and his son, Ja'far ibn Ajami and Shamshati. From Misr, father of 2 newborns, owner of wealth in Mecca, and Abu Raja. From Nasibin, Abu Muhammad bin Al-Wajna, and from Ahwaz Al-Khuzaini. Hadith number 17, narrated to us by Abu Muhammad Hassan bin Wajna Nasibi. I was in my 54th Hajj and in supplicating in prostration under the drain pipe of the Kaaba after Isha prayer. I was lamenting and beseeching when all of a sudden somebody shook me and said, "O Hassan bin Wajna, get up." He said, I got up and saw a slave girl of pale complexion and thin stature. I thought she was more than 40 years of age. She began to walk before me, and without asking any questions, I began to follow her till she reached the house of Her Eminence Khadija alayhi salam. There was a room in that house with an open door in the center of the wall. The slave girl went above. I heard a voice calling out, "O Hassan, come up." So I went up and stood at the door of the room when His Eminence, the Master of the Time alayhi salam, said, "O Hassan, you thought that you were hidden from me. By Allah, I had been with you every time you came to Hajj." Then he described my circumstances. I fell down unconscious on the face. Then I felt a hand touching me. I got up. He said to me, "Stay in Medina at the house of Ja'far bin Muhammad alayhi salam, and do not worry about food, water, and clothes." Then he gave me a paper on which were written Dua Faraj and recitations of benedictions on His Eminence. And he said, "Recite this supplication and send benedictions upon me in this manner. And do not show this paper to anyone except deserving ones amongst our Shias, as Allah the Mighty and Sublime will give you tawfiq." I said, "O my master, would I never see you after this?" He replied, "O Hassan, whenever Allah wills, you will see me." Hassan says, "After concluding my Hajj, I went to Medina and stayed at the house of Ja'far bin Muhammad alayhi salam. I always went to the masjid, and except for 3 things, I did not return to the house: for making ablution, rest and sleep, and at mealtime. When I entered my room at the time of breaking the fast, I found a bowl 1/4 filled with water, and upon it was kept a loaf of bread and food that I felt like having that day. I consumed it till satiation." Winter clothes arrived in winter, and summer clothes in summer. During the day I used to enter the water for bathing and also sprinkle the water in the house. I used to take the empty cup and fill it with food, and whatever exceeded my needs I gave it away to the poor, so that those with me may not come to know of my circumstances. Hadith number 18. I was performing the tawaf of the Kaaba. I had completed 6 rounds and was starting on the 7th when I saw a young man on the right side of the Kaaba, and fragrance was coming from him. His awe had affected the people, and they had surrounded him so that they may speak to him. I have not heard anyone speak in a more pleasant way, nor seen anyone with a better demeanor. I also went there so that I may also get a chance to speak to him, but the crowd pushed me back. I asked the people who he was. People said, "He is the son of Allah's messenger, peace be upon him, who comes here for 1 day every year to meet his special followers and speaks to them." I called out, "My chief, I also want to speak to you so that you may guide me." When he heard this, he threw some pebbles towards me, which I picked up. People asked, "What did he throw towards you?" I said, "Pebbles." and I opened my fist but saw that they were pieces of gold. I began to follow him till I joined him. He said, "Now my proof is complete upon you. The truth has become manifest and your blindness is gone. Do you know who I am?" I said, "No." He said, "I am the Mahdi. I am the Qa'im of the age. It's I who would fill the earth with justice and equity as it would be fraught with injustice and tyranny. The earth is never without divine proof. This is a trust with you. Convey it to your brothers who are steadfast on the true faith." Hadith number 19, narrated to us by Abdullah bin Ja'far Himyari from Ibrahim bin Mahziyar, that I reached the city of the Prophet ﷺ with the purpose to investigate the traditional reports of Abu Muhammad Hassan bin Ali alayhi salam the second, but I could not get any lead. I was finally compelled to move to Mecca. Once, while circulating the Kaaba, I saw a wheat-complexioned, handsome, and cultured young man. I moved towards him to consult him about my present problem. I caught him up and greeted him. He responded to my greeting in the most cheerful way and asked me where I was from. I said that I was a resident of Iraq. Then he asked me from which city I hailed from. I said that I was from Ahwaz. He was pleased with this and he exclaimed a nice welcome and said, "May Allah bless for my meeting with you. Do you know a person in Ahwaz called Ja'far Hamadan Husseini?" I replied in the positive. I said I knew him well, but he was deceased. He said, "May Allah's mercy be on him. He spent all his time in worship and lived a pious life. Due to those good deeds, Allah the Mighty and Sublime gave him the best rewards." After, he asked, "Do you know Ibrahim bin Mahziyar?" I said I was him. He embraced me at once and said, "Welcome, O Abu Ishaq. Where is the sign through which there was a connection between you and Abu Muhammad alayhi salam?" I said, "Perhaps you mean the finger ring by which Allah the Mighty and Sublime graced me through Abu Muhammad Hassan bin Ali alayhi salam. I don't desire any other thing." So I took out the ring and the youth took it up very eagerly and lovingly pressed it to his eyes and kissed it. Then he read all that was written on the edge of this ring. The holy names of Allah, Muhammad, and Ali were engraved upon it. After that he said, "May my life be sacrificed on them." I presented my question to him and he gave satisfactory replies. I also discussed the various aspects of relating traditional reports. Finally he said, "O Abu Ishaq, tell me about the great aim that you intend to achieve after completing your Hajj." I said I would not conceal anything from him. He said that was only proper. Right now you can ask me whatever you want and I will inshallah explain to you everything in detail. I asked him what he knew about the children of Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. He replied, "By Allah, he has two sons, Muhammad and Musa, and I have seen both of them. I have been sent by them only. They have called you. If you want to meet them and gain from them, you can come with me to Ta'if, but don't let your companions know anything about it." Ibrahim says, "I immediately set out with this young man towards Ta'if. After crossing the vast expanses of the desert, we reached a spot where the desert ended. I saw there a magnificent tent made of hair pitched on raised ground, due to which the surrounding area looked fresh and inhabited. When we halted there, my companion youth went inside the tent and announced my arrival. The elder of the two gentlemen emerged from the tent. He was MHMD Ibn al-Hasan alayhi salam. He had a clear and youthful countenance. The color of his purified body was absolutely clear, eyebrows joined, soft cheeks, high nose. There was a mole on his right cheek which shone like a star and seemed to be a particle of musk on a mirror. The hair reached to the earlobe, and I saw such signs as I had never seen before, and I had never before been familiar with such elegance and modesty. I rushed to him, fell at his feet, and began to kiss them. He said, "O Abu Ishaq, congratulations to you. I was eager to meet you since a long time. Even though you lived far away, your face was always there in my imagination, as if no moment was without the best conversation and meeting. I thank my Lord, who is the owner of praise, that he saved me from meetings and discord, and that he bestowed me the opportunity to remain successful in the coming circumstances." After this discourse, he inquired about the other believers of Ahwaz. I said, Master, as soon as Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam passed away, I set out in search of you, leaving my home and people, and I have been roaming about till date. Therefore, I cannot tell you anything about those people. But today, Allah the Mighty and Sublime has fulfilled my aim. After that, he took me in private, made me sit down comfortably, and then said, The fact is that my respected father, may Allah bless him, took oath from me that I would not reside in one place, but in hidden and far-off lands, so that I may protect myself from the deceit and plots of deviated and rejected people that are present in wayward communities. Thus I was sent to the highlands, and I considered the barren areas necessary for myself. I was shown the causes through which problems are solved and calamities dispelled. His Eminence alayhi salam also made me familiar about the treasures of wisdom and the fine points of sciences that I was unaware of or had superficial knowledge of. My father gave me from the treasures of the unseen secrets and wisdom, such that if I taught even a part of it to you, O Abu Ishaq, you will not be in need to ask anyone in the world. My father said, Allah the Mighty and Sublime had at no time left any part of the world in no circumstances without his proof, who may help them in religious and worldly affairs, and who is their leader in the world and the hereafter. That is why I can tell you that I am certain that my son, after me, you are from those who are sent by Allah, the Mighty and Sublime till today, one after the other, to distinguish the truth and falsehood. These Imams distinguish truth from falsehood and destroy the basis of recognition of falsehood. They douse the fire of disbelief and apostasy. In order to be safe from the calamities of the time, it is necessary for you to live in far-off hidden places, because in every age, every representative of God also had an enemy who is always ready for confrontation with the divine appointees. It is so because the latter considers it his religious duty to fight the enemies of Allah, so the exceeding number of your enemies should not frighten you. You must also be assured that the hearts of the sincere believers are as eager to meet you as the birds are eager to reach their nests, and the people with the perfect faith and absolute sincerity are those who apparently live ordinary lives and in difficult circumstances in the world. But in the view of Allah, these people have an exalted status and much value, even though in the view of the people they are helpless and needy. They have contentment and they keep away from sins. It is they who nurture the religion of God and are prepared to fight the enemies of faith. Allah the Mighty and Sublime has secured them through patience and forbearance. They shall remain in the world with the same qualities till the Almighty Allah conveys them to their eternal abode in paradise. They have been endowed with patience so that in times of distress they may display the jewels of their patience and bear all the calamities of the world without any reaction, and crossing each stage, reach to the stages of the hereafter. So gain from knowledge. O son, dispel the darkness of calamities and humility with the light of patience, so that Almighty Allah may remove the calamity from you, and be assured that all the calamities and problems that befall you, all of them increase your honor because you are famous in the world as a righteous one. That is why your excellence are spoken of in all the areas. O son, as I can see that you have been defended verbally, that is why you have been able to gain an upper hand over your enemies. As if I can see the yellow and white flag in the vicinity of the Kaaba. Your followers are very loyal and sincere to you. They gather around you like pearls, and they glance at your house in hope of refuge, like people stretch their hands toward the Hajar al-Aswad. Allah the Mighty and Sublime has created their hearts with pure love and blessed essence, and has kept it purified of every contamination and impurity of hypocrisy. They readily accept the ways of religion and its do's and don'ts, and they are away from mischief and corruption. Due to their acceptance of divine laws, their countenances are always shining. Due to excellence, their bodies are strong and active. They are the ones who bring faith on the religion of truth, and it is these who will rush to pay allegiance to you. Allah the Mighty and Sublime has strengthened their bodies and increased their lifespans. They should pay allegiance to you under a tree with thick branches near the Tiberias Sea, and as a result of their allegiance, the people of innovation and deviation will be scattered. The rise of reality will begin at this time, and the darkness of ignorance and misguidance will come to an end, through which the Almighty Allah will remove all the corruption from the earth, and after being erased completely, the ways of faith and religion will be established afresh. All this would happen through you. People will be involved in spiritual maladies at this time, but your followers and helpers will not be affected with these maladies. Your acceptance will be so widespread that even an infant in the cradle will be desirous of coming to you to pay the allegiance. But those who are away from the straight path and like beasts, they will not be inclined to you. The rest of the world will, through serving you, obtain salvation and eternal joy. Due to you, the branches of honor will become green once more, and the edifice of respectability will remain firm in its location. Due to you, the lost pages of religious law and divine commandments will be restored. The clouds of success and help will reign for you. At that time, you will strangle your enemies and help your followers. At that time, on the whole of the earth, there will not remain any oppressor that deviates from the truth, and neither will there be any denier that considers the true commands debased. No enemy of yours will remain, and neither will be anyone that points out defects. No opponent will be left to oppose you. Thus Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, helps one who relies on Him, because Allah does what He resolves to do. Then he said, O Abu Ishaq, keep this location and this meeting secret except from those who are reliable from among your brothers in faith. And when the signs of reappearance and advent become apparent to you, do not lag behind your brothers in reaching me, and make haste to obtain the effulgence of certainty and religion, so that you may obtain guidance if Allah wills. Ibrahim bin Mahziyar says, I stayed with His Eminence for some time to gain points of wisdom and clarification of many problems and obtain the revival of faith in my heart. After that, I became nostalgic for my people, and with regret of separation from the Imam, asked him to allow me to leave. The Imam alayhi salam accorded me permission and also gave me supplication which carries untold spiritual benefits and which will be a source of blessing for my children and relatives. I had with me an amount of 50,000 dirhams which I presented to the Imam, who smiled and said that I should use it for my expenditure in the return journey. He said that I must not think that the Imam alayhi salam has not accepted it. He said, May Allah increase your wealth and make it last for you. May He give you the rewards of the righteous and grant you the traits of the obedient ones. All the excellence belongs only to Him. And I pray that Allah makes you reach home safely without any problem. I entrust you to Allah. You will never be deprived of His mercy and blessings if Allah wills. O Abu Ishaq, we have adopted contentment due to His great favors and benefits of thankfulness, and we have protected ourselves through the company of divine saints, purity of intention, and unadulterated advice, and we have guarded that which is absolutely clean and whose mention is very lofty. Abu Ishaq said, I thank Allah the Mighty and Sublime that He showed me the right path. I returned after meeting the Imam alayhi salam with a certainty that the Almighty Allah will not allow His earth to decay, and nor would He keep it devoid of His clear proof. I publicized this report in order to increase the insight of the people of faith and to increase the recognition of the purified progeny of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was a kind of returning the trust that I held, so I decided to submit to that which had become clear to me, so that Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, grants me the strength of determination, helps my intention, and increases the belief in infallibility. And Allah guides whomsoever He likes to the straight path.